Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the SDP-58 Kilana. A lot of people consider the Grom to be one of the most OP tier 8s in the game. And don't get me wrong, this thing is pretty dang crazy. I've got a 70% win rate with almost 3,000 damage in a vehicle 2 tiers lower than 10. That's pretty stupid, but I would actually be willing to say that the Kilana is just as strong as the Grom. Now, there are some strengths and disadvantages. The good, it's got more DPM, and because it's got less damage per shot, it also has a much faster reload, only sitting at an 8.5 second reload. The downside is that its mobility is a bit worse, its traverse speed, and gun depression are also worse. To make up for that, it has better armor on the entire upper plate. However, the lower plate is larger and weaker. So yeah, there are some trade-offs between both of the tanks. Would you rather have a little bit more flexibility with less armor, or more DPM and less flexibility? Personally, I do think the Grom is better just because you have gun depression and a bit better traverse speed. But I won't lie, when you can get the Kilana in the right type of position, it can be insane. So today, we're going to put it to the test and see just how it works. Up against us, we got 4 heavies: Luva, 53 TP, a Mil 1951, and a Taejite. And we are going to, I don't actually know where I want to go. I think we're going to probably head towards the medium flank just because I absolutely hate... Well, we don't have any mediums on the enemy team either, so... Yeah, this will be an interesting one. But yeah, I hate driving my heavies or even tank destroyers over towards the hill there. And, well, you might say, well, why don't you just camp on the ridgeline here? Well, the thing is, this vehicle loses damage over distance. So the further I am away from the enemies, the less damage I'll be dealing. So realistically, I want to be as close as I can while still being able to use my armor. And that's why we're taking this route. But you'll notice that this tank isn't actually that slow. Pretty fast. We're upwards of 30-ish, 36 kilometers per hour isn't too bad at all. We have the 53 TP right in front of me, and there you go. But you'll notice even at this distance here, my shot didn't really do all too much, only rolling about 305. So we're going to take this safe route around the corner. Here we go. And nice. Taking this position allows me to safely get up towards these heavies without being spotted. They still think I'm all the way back there. In reality, I've moved up quite a bit. So let's see, is anybody going to head towards mid? Doesn't look like it. We have the Emil 1951 who's making a rather advantageous play. And, well, that's going to suck for him because he just lost 649 health just like that. That is, yeah, it's pretty crazy, but we're not done. There you go. 2 shots, we just killed the full health Emil 1951. Think about that. That was a full health tank, and they're now out of the game. We have the enemy Luva. They've just lost an insane amount of health as well. And remember, at this range, I'm basically out-reloading his tank, and I'm dealing more damage than him. It's pretty dumb. The ISU's gone, so I don't really need to worry about him. The Luva bounces me, and I'm just going to load a gold shell, cut right through his armor. He's out of the game. However, the G-Sor is aiming in on me, and annoyingly hits both shots. We're already up to 2,700 damage, though. I mean, at this point, we've ruined the entire game of the enemy team, and it's a pretty good example of where this thing can be really stupid. We have the Taejite over here. We have the 53 TP in front of me, and the 53 right now is not looking at me. However, I'm probably dead. I'm going to angle. Ooh, we're not dead. Okay. Well, we have more DPM than the 53, so I'm going to chill right here. We're going to aim it on his hatch and cut right through. Just like that. Full health 53. Well, we might be dead, though. That G-Sor will not leave me alone. Hey, we got a bounce. There you go. You can see the armor doing its job. And look at that. G-Sor tunnels me so hard that he's now being pushed by my entire heavy flank, and he's dead. I'm not that big of a threat, my guy. Like, don't get me wrong. I am a threat. I'm the reason why your team got absolutely farmed, especially that Emil. But, like, dude, you have multiple heavies rushing you, and you're still going to focus me? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, well, at this point, I don't really know what to do, because we have the Taejite, and I want to be able to shoot him, but I'm not going to just drive out in the open. But now I can, so let's aim it on him, and boom, there you go. 510 damage, and give him a nice little ram. Boom, there you go. Pretty good game, 3,961 damage, 3 kills, And I think this was such a good example of where this tank is crazy. Those 2 high explosive shells into the enemy mill alone were enough to completely ruin that guy's day, and took like 1,200 hit points off of him. And that's because this vehicle has 580 damage per shot on the high explosive. That is insanely high explosive output. If you have the ability to catch mediums or lights in the side on the rear, you can actually just destroy them completely. It's pretty dumb. So here we are on Vineyards, and we're up against tier 9s. 3 of them. E75 Motion and an E50. Not the biggest fan of that, but I guess we'll see what we can do. I'm honestly surprised we lived as long as we did in that last battle. I did not expect to survive that long. I really thought that the 53 TP was going to kill us, but he loaded gold and low rolled. And then the G-Sor bounced us, so we got kind of lucky, but at the same time, we also got kind of unlucky that that G-Sor was able to cut through me at such a long distance the first 2 shots. So we're going to move up. We, again, have a decent amount of acceleration here, so we're already up to 36 kilometers per hour, and, well, this isn't a great map for me to be on, because we can only really get close to the enemy if we go town. And while going town is fine, the enemy team has an E75 and a Motion, and it would not surprise me at all to see those players driving over towards this side of the map. So I guess we'll find out, but I gotta be really careful here. We have the enemy E50 over there, and I don't think I'm going to be able to hit them. No, I am not. We have the enemy Bisante, who I need to make sure won't spot me, so I need to drive into a little bit better cover, and boom, there you go. Nice 330 into the Bisante, and we back into cover. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Player lost a decent amount of health, and because this tank has APCR premium, it generally just goes right through enemy armor, even if it's spaced, so that is one very nice attribute that this vehicle has going for it. We have the Motion, which we bounce, and we're going to back up because I don't want him to be able to hit me. Guess we'll just chill here for now. I have a feeling that the Motion is just going to keep looking at me. Yeah, I'm just going to back up. There's really no point for me to even give him the opportunity to hit me, because I feel like he'll just cut right through me. Problem is, nobody on my team's doing anything. Screw it, I'm going to poke. Might be a bad play, but, aiming. Boom, there you go. And we get a bounce. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not a lot of damage dealt, but it is damage. We're going to cross over here, and unfortunately that Bisante does hit me, but we hit the shot, so that's pretty good at least. The E75 is camping as far back as humanly possible. I wonder if this Motion's going to try and poke me. That's the question. Well, he does, and we get a nice pen into him. He bounces me again. As I said, the armor on this tank is pretty good, especially if you know how to angle it properly. You can definitely get some decent bounces. There you go. 459 into the side of that Motion. I don't really think he's enjoying our experience anymore. And we're going to aim it on his side. Boom. There you go. 316. He's out of the game. We are up to 1,700 damage now, and I'm probably going to push this E75 who's been spawn camping the entire game. Let's see if I can get one shell into his side. Boom. Or not. That was horrible RNG. Let's try again. We are detected, which is not amazing, but there you go. That's one shell. Pretty bad roll, but it's doing its job. We're dealing damage right now, and we're going to shoot the lower plate of the E75 for another 350. Cuts through me, but we still have our adrenaline kicking, so I'm hoping that we're going to out-reload him. We do get the shell out, angle my hull, back on up. See if we can bait a shell from him here. Come on, there you go. He misses the shot. Aiming in again. Aiming. Boom. There you go. 398. We take him out of the game. That puts me over 3,000 damage. Like, to be fair, I did totally fine in this game. There's nothing you can do when your team sucks. That's just the sad reality of Blitz. I mean, you can be the best player in the world. If your team sucks, they suck. I'm not really sure what else to say. But we're going to reload. And I'm just going to keep backing up for now. I have a feeling that the Bisante is just going to poke us, but I guess we'll see, right? Let's find out. Well, there's the E50. We get a nice 430 shell into you, and the G-Sor pens me once. Let's see. E50 is dead. That's pretty good. Now we're going to push the G-Sor. There you go. I'm hoping that we can get one shell into his vehicle before we die. There you go. 575. It's pretty good. That put me up to 4,378 damage, 3 kills. So yeah, 2 back-to-back 4K games. The Quilana was not the problem at all. Both games it did great, it did its job, and the fact that I was able to output this much damage in a tier 8 against tier 9s is ridiculous. We killed the Moishin, we killed the E75, and sure, the E75 is horrible, but like, bro, how bad was my team to lose in that game? I don't even understand it. Like, how bad was my team? Holy garbage. Either way, I think this tank is great. I've got good average damage in it, 2,900, very similar to my average damage in the Grom. My win rate's a little lower, but that's because we just lost that game. Either way, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.